Y2K bug.
It's a bug which won't make you sick, but could make you thirsty and poor.
Many are stocking up on water.
You have to last a couple of days at least.
The rest of the world will be watching us closely to see how we cope with the Y2K bug.
The Millennium Bug.
Y2K.
The Y2K bug.
The Y2K disasters.
This video is to mainly look back on people's response to Y2K, but we first need to understand the reason why people were so afraid of the clock striking 12 on January 1st, 2000. To do that, we have to go back about 40 years earlier. It was the 1960s, and computer memory and mass storage were scarce and expensive. Good thing it's not like that anymore. Early memory cores cost about $1 per bit. Counting for inflation, that's about $11 today. Just to put that into perspective, an IBM 1401, which was popular at the time, would only come with 2 kilobytes of memory. But this memory would cost about 22 grand adjusted for inflation, and the whole computer would cost about $2,240,000. With all that in mind, early coders decided it would be best to just have 19 before any date to save memory, and they believed the code would only stay the same for a couple years. Some of the bigger problems with the Y2K bug included banks, nuclear power plants, transportation, and even nuclear launches. The public was so concerned with these issues that multiple governments and private organizations spent over $562 billion to prepare and fix the Y2K problem. Almost everything was okay after these fixes, with minimal problems like dates going back to the 1900s or some machines and safety systems not working from time to time. There are a lot of documented errors, but pretty much all of them were minor. A good amount of citizens believed the end of the world was avoided because of these fixes. But some people pointed out that a fix on failure solution would have saved time and money. They also suggested that countries that did not fix many programming issues had similar outcomes to countries that spent billions. Also, quick note, the US, which might have spent about $40 billion during Y2K, had a good number of schools take part in little to no remediation efforts. Now that we learned that little brief history, let's take a quick look at how people reacted to it back in 1999 when it was all happening. When Y2K was rolling around the corner, people didn't really know what the dangers were, and that was a very bad thing, because it made people fear the worst. As 1999 went on, news coverage only made things worse. Major networks were constantly talking about worst case scenarios. Planes falling out of the sky, power grids failing, and banks even losing all records. Even though experts were divided, the fear spread way faster than the facts. People stocked up on guns, food, water, generators, and even took out their life savings from banks. Communities were coming together at the time as well. Malls, storefronts, and more would house Y2K educational videos and exhibits on how to store food safely. Even insurance companies got involved, selling Y2K specific coverage for potential losses. Books and survival kits were everywhere at the time. For example, this Be Calm branded survival kit for $50.
It's 2 a.m., January 1st, year 2000. Power's out. It's pitch black. You need light. If you planned ahead, you'll have one of these. Just wind it up. You'll have light and communication. Call now and get the ultimate Y2K survival kit from BeCalm.com. You'll receive the Sunburst, the premier wind-up and solar-powered flashlight and radio, a video resource guide with real advice from leading experts, a diagnostic computer program to test your PC. You'll receive 3 soup samples from Hourglass Foods, food storage you'll want to eat. Plus, you'll receive a step-by-step guide that will show you how to prepare without wasting a single penny.
Call now and order your ultimate Y2K survival kit.
Or the Y2K Personal Survival Guide by Michael S. Hatt. I actually want to show a review for this book because these reviews are from people back in 1999 getting ready to take on Y2K head first. This review that was rated 5 stars on March 15th, 1999 reads as the Bible for emergency preparedness, especially for Y2K. This book is especially valuable if you're just starting out on your preparations. If your preparations are already underway, you'll be surprised at some of the things you still need to do or could do better. It is too bad Height couldn't have gotten this out a year earlier, before some of the shortages began. But the book will save you a lot of time and money. If you're a Johnny-come-lately, chapters include document preservation, alternative communications, alternative water sources, food, storage, basic tools, shelter, location, heat, energy, cash, barter, waste disposal, medical emergency, and self-defense. Plus 5 or 6 appendices for more ideas of what you'll need, where to go to get it, and what it'll cost. Bottom line is, if you're hustling to prepare, this is the best place to start. Good luck, Jim. Honestly, it just looks like this book is a great survival guide in general, so if you're afraid of the dark impending future, maybe take a look. Some people were deeply scared, more than most, and truly believed the end of the world was about to happen. Even some churches added to this fear. For example, Reverend Jerry Falwell suggested that Y2K could be a confirmation of Christ's prophecy, God's instrument to shake and humble the nation. He even nudged people to believe the rapture might happen during Y2K. Also, quick side note about this guy, he was just pretty scummy in multiple ways. I kinda don't want to get into details, but yeah. After Y2K, many other figures called out this behavior of writers and fearmongers who took advantage of scared and overwhelmed people for profit. Due to these fearmongers, over 45 million books were sold and many survival kits sold out. Due to all the uncertainty surrounding Y2K, conspiracy theories started to spread big time. One of the biggest was the idea that Y2K was going to be far worse than we could ever imagine. The governments around the world intentionally downplayed the threat to avoid mass panic. So when midnight hit and nothing major happened, most people would think, oh, it was just all overblown. Well, officials believe something much worse had almost happened, and we just barely dodged the bullet. On the other side of the coin, there was another theory that sounds a bit more believable in my opinion. That the real reason Y2K became such a big deal was the money. Instead of the government downplaying the issue, this theory suggested they actually exaggerated it to justify mass spending. Billions of zillions of dollars were poured into government contracts, software updates, and tech companies. For what, you may ask? Maybe to upgrade outdated systems that should have already been fixed. Or to fund projects the public didn't know about. Supporters of this idea also pointed out that some countries that took little to no precautions seem to have similar outcomes to countries like the US, which spent billions preparing, which I had mentioned earlier. After stepping back and taking a look at everything, I think Y2K was less about computers and more about the people at the time. It showed how fear spreads when we don't fully understand something, and how quickly that fear can be amplified by media, businesses, and even trusted figures. At the same time, it also showed what people can accomplish when they take a problem seriously on a global scale. Whether Y2K was a near disaster that we successfully avoided, or just one of the biggest overreactions ever, it's still one of the most interesting moments in modern history. Sorry for not posting on this video. I say this every video now, but sorry for not posting on this channel that often, because I've had a second channel I've been posting on, Y2K. It's where I stream and post gaming vids. But now I'm not posting there anymore. You know why? I got a little puppy, and these dang puppies need attention. So it's actually kind of easier to do this than stream. Anyways, next video will probably be something cool, so stay tuned. See ya!